and gentlemen, today we are heading in to our main topic, which is, well, not the elections, but about empowerment. And today's Masterclass Live will be on the secrets to achieve success and breakthrough in 2025, achieve more than you have ever achieved before. The year 2025 will be a special year for a lot of you guys, ladies, listening in, because you chose the right place to kick off your year. The first thing you have to do, now I've got 5 tips for y'all. It's 2025, and I just happen to have 5. The first thing you have to do is that it's time to finally start the thing you've always wanted to start. Look, listen. The only reason why we call it a New Year's resolution is that you have to be resolute. You said you're gonna start that thing. You said you're gonna start that business. You said you're gonna start paying more attention to your family. You said you will start tuning more into positivity and not fear. But you have been saying that since the Obama administration, and you haven't started. It's been 12 years. When are you gonna start? Thank you, Jellyfish22. Your streams are amazing. So are you. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm here to remind you, 2 months. 2 months and a week before the turn of the year, when are you gonna start the thing you said you were gonna start in 2024? Now that you have voted, now that your friends have voted, now they've knocked on doors, you still are coming back to news and polls and trying to observe the things you can't control, at the expense, of course, at the things you could have controlled at the start of 2024. And my question is, when are you finally serious about starting your journey? Because we all know it's difficult to start. Listen, a lot of you gave me valuable feedback, and most of them are gleaming and shining and just extremely positive. I've been told the information I give is wise and it's beyond my perceived age. Someone gave me a comment that, you look like 20, but you give advice like a 60. And I replied, maybe I'm 160 years old, a time traveler coming back to give out some wholesome advice. But the thing is, a lot of it, and Clisium, love your show, positivity. That's it. That's what we're talking about today. That's what we'll always be talking about whenever we tune in. The reason why I have so much to say is not a coincidence. It's not off the top of the dome. Before I tune in to a live stream, as you guys have realized, sometimes I do stutter, because that's just a normal thing someone does when they speak. But the thing is, I spend hours to prepare every single live stream. And every live stream, I'm trying to put in new assets. I try to put in new information that wasn't repeated in the previous days, right? And this is what you have to start doing already. You can't wait for the perfect opportunity. Listen to this. When you wait, you miss on the strength to grab on that flying opportunity as it travels past you, because you haven't been training. It's time to start the things you've always wanted to start. You said this in 2024. You said this in 2023. Every year you have a new excuse. This year it's the election. In the past year it's a bad economy. Before that it's COVID. Before that it was another election. I think it's time to change. If you really want to succeed and break through in 2025, you have to treat the year. You have to start before 2025. The reason I'm able to communicate with all of you, almost regardless of what topic that you guys engage me with, and regardless of how or if anyone is tuning in, is because I was prepared. I always dig into the numbers before I get on a stream to dig in with you guys, which is why it's very rare for me to make a horrendous mistake in my logic or my analysis live time. It's not off the top of my dome. When you want to start a business and you wait until 2025 and you know nothing about accounting, you know nothing about hiring, you know nothing about filling up the forms the IRS require you to fill up. You don't know what's the difference between an LLC and a sole proprietorship. How are you going to start? Right? When you want to have great success in 2025, you have to do that before 2025, which is why I'm telling you guys, whilst everyone out here is very distracted by the election, despite the fact that nearly all of us in the chat right now watching this have already voted and has mobilized our friends and our family to go out there and vote, we're still concerned. We're still gripped. And like I said 2 days ago on the other live stream about 5 tips, 5 things to avoid in year 2025 if you want success, you have to avoid the distraction. Do something exactly, Enclisium. You have to start now. And it's not just about doing something. You have to start doing it now. If you want success and breakthrough in 2025, the journey begins in 2024. Listen to this. You know why morning routines constantly fail? I've been through the journey. I know what's up. You guys probably have seen through a lot of success gurus, a lot of self-help people. They've got good info. But you know what's the best info I can give you? If you want a good morning routine, it doesn't start 6 a.m. on that day. It starts the 6 p.m. on the previous day. Because what happens when you drink coffee at 6 p.m.? Now you can't sleep. What if you tune in to negative information that puts you on the edge? Now you can't sleep. What if you can't discipline your electronics and now your boss is calling in after work? Now you can't sleep. Now you got things on your mind. And no wonder you always hit the snooze when 6 a.m. comes along. Of course you're going to snooze. Of course you're going to wake up late. You're going to sleep in another 1 or 2 hours. And then when you wake up, it's like 9:30. It's going to be 10 o'clock. By the time you eat breakfast, it's 11. Half the day is gone. That is because you did not start your routine from 6 p.m. the previous night. Frank Mercura, I pray I'm right about this election. Look, we've tried our best. Now it's the time we need to start. First thing we must do to have the secret to success and breakthrough in 2025 and achieve more than you have ever achieved is we have to start on the things we've always wanted to start it right now. Not in 2025. Right now, today. Don't tell me tomorrow. If you want to start a business, you better start thinking about it now. What's your blueprint? Who's your customer base? So when 2025 turns into its new leaf, everyone else is scrambling to try to do something, and you've already got the pipeline set up. And I say this of business, but the thing is, it's not just relating to business. It could be family, it could be relationship, it could be friendship, it could be self-realization, it could be self-improvement, it could be a lot of things. But you can't wait for 2025. Just like I've said, if you want a good morning routine, it starts the night before. It doesn't start on the same day. Action speaks louder than words. Listen to this. The second thing that you have to do in 2025 to achieve a breakthrough is related to the first one, is that you must not be afraid to change. Because frankly, if you look at my channel and how much I've gained in just the past 3 months, going from 0 subscribers to 4,000 subscribers, I have all that info with me since the beginning. But the thing is, I was afraid of change. Because I was afraid of what people who know me would say about me. I was afraid to face risks and consequences. You know, what if, someone on the internet is going to start trolling my comments? And they do. But the thing is, you must not be afraid to change. Owen from Ohio, good morning, good news guy. You guys, all of you are of good news. And I'm so grateful that you guys are here with me every single day. And we have to not be afraid to change. You see, I got 4,000 subscribers in less than 3 months covering the elections. I went through polls, news, rallies, even live coverages of the VP debate. I've started polls. I've started live streams. I went from video to live stream to post live stream engagement. I've changed my setup 4 times. The first setup was just a camera on top over here. There's like a little camera here. And then everything else is just a screen. Right? Katrina Jones, I love this channel. I love you all. Right? That's my first setup. My second setup was the black and white. Remember that? Just like 2 weeks ago, it was a black and white thing, and there are like some animation going in the background. There are a lot of bells and whistles. There are subscriber count, super chat count, and then there's a big chat over here. Right? I've had that. And then just 1 week ago, I changed to this gold layout. But then this gold layout has a small camera up top and the same big screen below. But now I've changed again. Now the camera is a large thing. We got a chat here. And here's my logo. And in fact, today, I've introduced a ending sequence, a ending scene that I've just prepared. I hope it works. I don't know if it works. I hope it works. But see, the reason I'm able to sort of just get from 0 to 4,000 so quickly within a matter of 2.5 months is not because I'm a genius, right? All of these things, they take time, right? They take time. But it's not something that none of you could set up. These are the things any of you, if you take the time, you would be able to set up. But the thing is, a lot of us are afraid of change. And I was afraid of change too. But people were telling me, hey, listen, sometimes when you speak, your mic goes past the red zone. And when that happens, it gets really loud on our end. So it would be nice for you to fix the audio. And I fixed it. People were telling me the black and white layout, the one with motion graphics, they say, I love your content, I love your analysis, but it's kind of hard to follow where you got all these bells and whistles in the background. They are kind of distracting, and I want to focus on your amazing analysis. And I took it and I was like, you know what? Maybe that's good advice. Maybe I should clean up the interface. And change is what gives success. And you see, this is the counterintuitive fact that I need you guys to really listen. Listen to this. Okay, this is where the nugget is. People tell you it's consistency that gives success. But listen to this. You are very consistent on the fact that you breathe. You are very consistent on the fact that you sleep. On the fact that you eat. On the fact that you go to work every day. But where's our success? Constancy do not give success. Change does. And this is something that you really need to drill into your mind. If you're in a state of constancy, you are in a state of stagnation. Even if you're a person who works out, if you pull the same amount of weight every single day, you are stuck. You're just going to be stuck there. You have to implement changes. And again, it's the fear. Because every time I change look, every time I change layout, every time I change content, I'm afraid I will lose subscribers. I'm afraid I will lose views. In fact, you guys can take a look at it now. We have 20 viewers concurrently right now. That is, from yesterday's when I was covering the elections and Kamala's victory, it was above 200. It's above. Katrina Jones, thank you. You remind me of a quote by, was it Albert Einstein? Insanity is to do the same thing repeatedly and expect different results. How can you have success and break through in 2025 if you do the same things you are doing in 2024. Every time when it's been going on for too long and you're not seeing progress, it's time to change. See, humanity did not arrive at what we are today by doing the same things we did 1,000 years back. You see, this is the mentality you have to really think. Why are we here? Why do we live in a building and not out there in a grass hut? Why were people living in grass huts but not in just lying out there on the floor with a little fire there and hope that that's going to drive away dangerous predators? We are successful as a species only because we change, and other species don't. A tiger is a tiger. A tiger is going to hunt. A tiger is going to prowl. A tiger is mighty and is quite intelligent, frankly, but they don't change. And when they don't change, they end up being the second-rated creature on this planet. And that's what happens. Do you want to be successful? Do you want to experience a breakthrough? And if you want to, you cannot be afraid for change. And again, like I said, I have people in my real life who saw what I was doing and was giving me some comments that I didn't find helpful. And it sounded hurtful the first time I heard it. But the thing is, you have to change. If you want your life to not be a repeat of the year 2024, where a lot of us went through turmoil, whether it be emotionally, physically, financially, then why are you trying to be the same? It makes no sense. Willpower. What's up, buddy? Listen, guys. Third thing, you have to tune in to what gives you energy. You have to tune in to the type of things that you would like to wake up to every single morning. For example, in Detail Therapy Podcast. Because, like I said, if you want to focus on the polls, if you want to focus on the news that's telling you, you're going to lose, we're going to lose, we're all going down, that's okay, I guess, because that's your choice. But the thing is, does that make you feel like you want to do something? And if the answer is no, then my question to you is, why are you listening to it? Dave Beiser Aussie, good morning. See, when you tune in to something that's positive, the morning is very critical. Because one bad text from your boss or your coworker or your partner or whoever it is, your friend, whatever it may be, that's going to drain your first hour of the day. You see? And when you lose that, what do you feel like? You feel like you've lost the day. And that's the type of energy you will carry on during the day. First you lose the first hour. Then you lose the first day. Then you lose the first week. And then you lose your first month. And then you lose the first 3 months. And all of that comes from one very simple thing. If you listen to the thing that brings you down, where do you expect to go? Always push forward. Dave Beiser, Aussie. Exactly. When we are here, and whether or not others are here, that is fine. Because like I said, when I cover elections, I get more than 200 views. When I cover empowerment, when I cover things that will live on in a person's life, tips that will help them forever, we get 20 views. And that's how it is. Because people will like to listen. Obviously, they will come to tune in to the numbers. But then after they're done tuning to the numbers, they want to go elsewhere to look at the polls, to look at other news. And then what happens? Their energy goes down. Why does the energy goes down? Because when you go out there and look, you think you're looking for bad information. But that's not true. I mean, you think you're out there looking for good information, but that's not true. Because you've already found it. When you tune in here, you already found it. What you do scrolling all the way through is that you secretly want. I realize this of myself. You secretly want to find poor comments, comments in bad faith. You want to see that. And so we can't blame the mainstream media for showing you that, because that's what you want to see, right? Colin Grossman as a Special Olympics athlete, I say, I'm not going back. I'm supporting her. You see, this is what we need. This is what we need to listen to. We need to listen to Colin Grossman. Not going back. Support her. Deserves. Everyone, including. See, this is the type of thing. But what are we doing when we keep scrolling? See, we see 10. We see 9 things that are good about Harris. We're not done. We're not done until we hit that one that says something bad's going to happen. And then we spend 2 hours on that. And then you wonder why you don't got the energy to do anything great in your life. Because you are out, you want to hear the bad news. You're addicted to that which gives you low energy. How ironic, right? Bubble wrap, exactly. How ironic. See? When you listen, again, when you listen to the things that give you bad energy, how are you going to have a good day? And when you do this every single day of the year, how are you going to get a good year? So this takes a lot of discipline. Because for most of us, including myself, I'm not an exception. When we tune in to good things, our subconscious is still in the state of fear. Right? We're still thinking about, okay, good news are good news, but what about the bad news? And then we end up on this rabbit hole of just bad things, one bad thing after another. And we don't stop scrolling until we hit rock bottom. And this is an addiction. It's an addiction to bad energy. It's an addiction to low energy. Your day cannot be complete until you hit something low. And that's how we are on right now. Good morning, Kenneth Wright. Good morning to you. And if we are on that type of frequency, if we were on that type of grind, if we're on that type of habit, how can you expect to be empowered? How can you expect to have success and breakthrough in 2025 and achieve more than you've ever achieved, right? So we have to discipline ourselves. I know drama is juicy. Sometimes the beef is very attractive. We want to know what type of thing goes on in the celebrity space. We want to know what's going on in some of the most disgusting places and corners of the internet. Sometimes we are attracted to morbid stuff. But here's the thing. Will it help you and give you the energy you need to power through your day? And for how long are you going to do this? If it's not, good morning, Steve Smith. Good morning, Guru. I'm sharing my life experience with everyone. And listen to this. Do you feel more energy in Detail Therapy Podcast than X? I don't mean X as in Twitter. Of course, I'm not on Twitter. I'm not active on Twitter. And I don't go on that space. Because, frankly, and I will recommend you to, if you can, to cut out Twitter. Because when you log on, what do you see? You see fascist posts. You see misogyny. You see racism. And of course, you see people who has no gratitude, no decency, no intellect, no empathy. And then you would start doom scrolling, trying to find that one guy who has some common sense. And in that time, what mental state are you in? Are you in the mental state of, okay, sounds good, moving on, I'm gonna do something? Mark Phillips, hey, Detail Therapy, thank you for tuning in. Are you in the mental state, or are you out there desperately trying to find hope? That one little strand of hope, which will not cure you of your anxiety, but make you more anxious because you feel like you just got ratioed. You feel like the bad news just ratioed you, and it did. Because you're on that platform. Why are you on a platform that you know It's bad for your energy. And only you can answer that question. And actually, I can answer it for you. It's because you are addicted. You are addicted to that which takes energy away from you because it feels like productivity. Oh, listen to this. Another gem is coming your way. Another golden nugget is coming your way. Why does negativity attract you? Because negativity feels very similar to productivity. Good content, bro. We're hooked your political streams. Mark Phillips, I'll be doing so much more than political streams. I'll be doing way more empowerment content. And I think it's way better for everyone here who's still tuning in, who's still with us, than whatever goes on in politics in the long term. The reason why you are doom scrolling on negativity is because it drains your energy. And that feeling feels very close to being productive, right? Because sometimes when you're in a productive state, you feel drained, right? And those feelings, they feel similar. And in your subconscious, you associate these two things as the same thing. But you have to be able to use your rational mind and decide, hey, look, these two things feel very similar, but they're gulfs apart. They're exactly the opposite. One thing drains me because I'm putting in the hard work. The other thing drains me because I'm looking at everything that's going wrong in the world. And they are entirely their antithesis, right? So here's the thing. Colin Grossman, are you still sure that 3 other states will turn blue? I'm not too sure what you're referring to. Mark Phillips, Texas is close. We might be cruise. You're so right. I used to look at negative websites, kind of right. But since I changed that concept and started watching positive, makes me feel energetic. Exactly. Ladies and gentlemen, you have to be able to break out of the cycle. Like I said in point 2, watch the playback. I've already went through 2 points. And both of them are just so important. Don't be afraid to change. Never be afraid to change. Like I said, for those of you who missed it, when I changed, people in real life are telling me, it's kind of weird that you're doing this new thing. Right? Because they're not used to this side of me. They're not used to seeing this. And some of the comments they made about me hurt me deeply. And maybe they don't know it, maybe they know it, but it doesn't matter. Because when you can't change, you see, look at the word breakthrough. Why are those two things together? Because when you can't break the old, you can't make it through to the new. You can't be afraid to change. It's hard to change when you've been doing the same thing for years. Do you recommend baby steps? Mark Phillips. That is exactly what I've been doing. If you observe my content, my bulk of work for the past 3 months, it's incremental changes. I didn't arrive at this setup today, right? Maybe you weren't here with us, but if you go back a bit, before this, what's the other layout? It was a black and white with an animated background and a lot of, like I said, bells and whistles, the subscriber count things, the super chat notifications. It was that, right? It was that. And then before that, I didn't even have that going. And the thing is, we have to change. And I know change is scary because not all change is welcomed. Not all change is welcomed by everyone. Not all change will feel comfortable for you. But when you don't change, you stagnate, and stagnation is the prerequisite for death. And if you want to live your life, listen to this. If you want to break through, you have to change. And the change does not start tomorrow. Going back to point 1, time to start the things you've always wanted to start. I hear this all the time. Look, people telling me they want to start a business. They said they're going to start a business. They said that 5 years ago. They're on nothing now. They're still in the same job that they are in since 5 years ago. And every time you meet them, they tell you, I want to start a business. I want to start this business. I want to start that business. But where is the work? Every New Year's, 2017, New Year's resolution, start a business. 2018, start a business. 2019, start a business. Oh, 2020, there's COVID, I can't start a business. 2021, oh, bad economy, can't start a business. 2024, elections, can't start a business. You see? That's the thing. Good morning, Detail Therapy, Medina Roll. It's time to start. If you want 2025 to be beyond what you have ever achieved before, you have to start now. Start in 2024. I've said this and I'll say this again. If you want a good morning routine, if you want to wake up at 6 a.m. and feel energized and ready to move, ready to hustle, ready to rumble, it don't start 6 a.m. on the day. All good morning routines start 6 p.m. of the previous day. When you got your phone on at 9 p.m. and you're watching some really bad info that gets you on edge, that keeps you wind up all the way into midnight, how can you expect to wake up at 6 and feel energized? Just like I said, if you want to achieve things in 2025, how can you expect to have that happen when in 2024, you're still stuck in anxiety and fear? Don't you think it takes a bit of ramping up to get that? Don't you think so? And that's what I think that is critical. You need to change. And again, listen to what gives you the energy you need to just make that little baby step, like Mark Phillips said. You need that little baby. Do not feel like it doesn't matter. Because I didn't arrive at this place just right off the bat. Mark Phillips, thank you for coming. You're very smart, my friend. You have the will and the way. When we have the will, the way shows itself. When we have the will, the way shows itself. Good morning, Detail. Good morning, Perfect Blind Guy. When we want to do something, the path's open. The problem is you don't start doing the thing. You are afraid of change. And you listen to the type of energy that prevents you from moving forward. Which is why I say, look, as much as I'll get 10 times the views, I mean 10 times as in literally 10 times. Okay? More like 30 times. Because if you look at my past live streams about empowerment, about self-improvement, about achieving what you want in your life, those videos, those live streams can barely even break 1,000. But my coverage of the election, especially those that they're attacking Donald Trump, those break easily. They break easily 30,000, 20,000 in 1 or 2 days. It's good. I could be out here farming views. But the thing is that going to help you in the long run? Is the anxiety going to help you? I get a lot of views, like I said. I get a lot of views. I get a lot of super chats. I got no super chats today. It's been like 30 minutes. I got no super chats. I got nothing today. But here's the thing. Do I want to be out here and give anxiety to people? Or do I want to be out here giving them genuine, timeless pieces of wisdoms that they can use to energize their way through change and starting something they've always wanted to start? Which one do I want to be? Do I want to get 30,000 views making people feel anxious and instigate the sort of energy that would withdraw their focus into the type of thing that will not help them in their personal life? Or would I want to give real advice? Perfect Blind Guy, sorry to mention the post, but New York Times saying Harris leading +12 amongst women. Like I said, when women win, we win. And I'm not surprised. Like I said, I'm not surprised at all. Because women are right now. See, this is why the argument that women are against men are tearing us down, that makes no sense. Because women, in recent times especially, have always been about activism. And the result of activism does not show itself overnight. But they put in the work. And when it shows itself, people are surprised. People think they're against us. People think we have been stolen from. But that's just not true, because it takes time. It takes a lot of time for things to get warmed up and work. And people don't see what goes on behind the scenes, right? Mark Phillips, am I gonna stop talking politics? Not at all. But I'm not gonna focus. When I talk politics, it's gonna be empowerment related. I'm not gonna talk politics because everyone else is talking about politics, right? If Donald Trump goes to jail, which most likely he will, right? I'm not gonna cover that, and I know a lot of you want me to cover that, but what's the point of that? Why would I want to cover that? Why shouldn't I be covering another thing about politics, which is, let's say Tim Walz has cut middle income taxes by 6%, right? If those things happen at the same time, which one do you think will get more views? Ladies and gentlemen, I ask of you this now. Which one of those will get more views? Don't lie to me. Don't lie to me. Tell me which one gets more news. Tim Walz cutting 6% of middle income tax, or Donald Trump goes to jail. Trump, perfect blind guy. Exactly. See, both are politics, right? Both are politics. If I cover Trump going to jail, that might be one of the videos that gets me across 50,000 views. But I'm not going to cover that. If I'm going to cover Tim Walz doing something. Kamala Harris visiting somewhere. You see? And that's the thing. Mark Phillips says do both. There are people who will be covering Donald Trump going to jail. And I'm pretty sure they would do a great job. The thing is, I want to focus on every single good thing that we can do and can support right now to get ourselves ahead. And I much prefer to get views from a quote-unquote profit-driven mentality. But is that good for my life? Because, listen to this. When we cover Trump one time, we're gonna cover him every day. Because the news media, thank you, Bubba Rap, for the first super chat of this live stream. We only got 30 viewers right now, and we already got a super chat. Thank you, Bubble Wrap. Where's Corinne Kimi? I think she'll be tuning in somewhere later, and I do expect her here. When we cover Trump once, we're going to have to cover him every day. Because today is going to be Trump's trial for this felony. Tomorrow it's going to be Trump on trial for the other felony. And then the next day it's going to be Melania Trump said this. And then the next day, it's going to be Barron Trump did that. And then the next week, it's going to be Trump has a legal meltdown with his campaign mates. And then the next week, and then the entire month, the entire year of 2025, half of my time will be spent talking about Donald Trump. And my channel will, by that point, my channel is associated by the algorithm with anything Trump related. I become a Trump outlet. You see how we're thinking about this? We're looking very far ahead. Because I could be out there doing a lot of Trump news. Mark Phillips, you're right, life needs balance. The balance is between good and better, not between good and bad. You get what I mean? Kind of right. I'm not interested in Trump going to jail. We're going to focus on the positive things ahead of our life. This is where we want to go. And Mark Phillips, let us bring you on that journey. And you will be impressed. I can promise you. You'll be very impressed of the type of content that will really change your life. We want balance between the good, which is happening today, and the better that will be happening tomorrow. And whatever in between that helps us get there. And that is how we can achieve empowerment, success, and breakthrough in 2025. Achieve more than we have ever achieved. People have told me, do you cover Epstein? I'm like, no. Like, what's the point of covering that? Wasn't it just yesterday or something like there was some news about new links found between Donald Trump and Epstein. People want me to dig into the documents. I say no. I'm not interested. Dave Beiser, $20. Thank you for the super chat. Wow, thank you. Mark Phillips, just go back to the previous layout. I don't like that layout. You see, I think that's a lot of people have told me there's too many things going on in that layout. Like there are too many blings. There are too many. There are motion graphics in the background. It's very distracting. And you know what? I took a look at some of that and I go, I guess you're right. And again, like I said, I like activity. I like the buzz. I like positivity. But I like focus. And focus is the thing I always want to do. See, every day when I wake up, some days, look, listen, I'm all about positivity and action, but even I've got those days where I go, I don't want to do a live stream. I don't feel like it's my day today. I don't feel like, I don't feel like doing this. Can I skip? Or can I go back? Can I go back to like old content and just rehash some of my old content? And because the bait is always there. The bait is always there. The Donald Trump bait is always there. Whenever I do a topic on Donald Trump, I will get guaranteed 10,000 views or above. The bait is always there. But I don't take the bait. What time is it where you're from? It's almost 11 p.m. in Singapore right now. And like I said, I wake up, I do hours of content planning, right? A lot of people think, I'm intelligent. Thank you for saying that, right? Thank you for saying that. The thing is, intelligence is not just going to cut it. Because intelligence itself is not enough. It's not enough. Like I said, it's time to start doing the thing you always wanted to start. I wake up in the morning, I go for breakfast. On my way to the breakfast place, I'm already thinking, what am I going to cover today? I'm already thinking, okay, what content? What are 5 things I'm going to say today? How are they broken down? What's the outline? What are the facts and things that happen in our life that I can refer to? What are some of the things that are relevant to the people, to the average person when they're listening? They go, wow, that makes sense, right? All of these things, they do not come from the top of my dome. I spend 4 or 5 hours minimum off a day in highly focused mode trying to get a live set up where I can speak at length for 1 hour, for 90 minutes, and just constantly deliver on things that people need to hear, on things that energizes people, on things that make sense, not just now, not just in this tumultuous time, but will make sense unto eternity. And these things, again, they take time, they take energy. You have to start. Ladies and gentlemen, you have to start. When you don't start, nothing happens. And start requires change. Sometimes I don't feel like doing it. But guess what? I'm still doing it. On point 4. Okay, this is the big one. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the big one. I want everyone to pay attention to this. Okay, point 4. If you want to manifest great success and breakthrough in 2025, you might have to change a little bit the composition of your in real life friends, coworkers, and your family, and the proximity that they have to you. Look at your real life circles, okay? And let me say this. Quote me on this one. When your circle cannot help you to get to the next level, you don't got a circle, you got a cage. Oh, you got a cage, ladies and gentlemen. Why are you stuck in 2024? Why are you stuck in 2023? Why are you stuck in 2022? Like why have you been stuck for this whole time? Doing the same thing. You said you were going to change. But why is it? Because your environment is working against you. I have people in real life giving me the cold shoulder. When I tell them, see, okay, this is another tip. Ladies and gentlemen, Detail is the Asian Joel Austin. Thank you. Perfect blind guy. You always got like the perfect reference at the perfect time. It's just amazing to have you here. Listen to this. Before something is ready, don't tell people about the pie before you bake it. How about that? Before the pie goes into the oven and comes out fresh, smelling fragrant and tasty and delicious, don't tell people about it. Because then what if, and not just what if, you think they're your friends, you think they're co-workers, you think your family's there to support you, but we know of countless stories like this. Their closest people are out there sabotaging their success because they don't want you to make it. And by that time, see, before the pie is ready, don't tell people. Tell people when it's nice and baked and smelling delicious. Well, but by that point, people are going to come over and try to divide it, but that's another issue. When you let off the wind, see, if you're going to do it, start a business, don't tell your 200 friends on Facebook, like friends, okay, your 200 friends on Facebook, you're starting a business. Thank you, Detail. Thank you, Perfect Blind Guy. Because that's the type of information that people don't need to hear. They don't need to hear that. If you want people to know, show them the results. Don't tell them you're going to do it. Show them the results. And here's the thing. When your circle has been the same for the past 5 years, what makes you think this new year will manifest differently? And that's a genuine question. When all this time you hang out with the same people, doing the same things at the same time, but you tell yourself, okay, 2025, it's going to be a new year, it's going to be a new me, it's going to be a new change, we got a new president, the first female president. Look, all of these things are great. But if the 5 closest people around you are still the same people, you're locked up. You're locked up. Seriously, you will be locked up. And you can't exceed yourself. And 2025 will turn out exactly like 2024, like 2023, like ever since you started your first New Year's resolution, in which you were not resolute on. You might have to change your in real life circles. You might have to distance yourself from some people that you feel like are not living up to your most serious and best intents. You might have to distance yourself from some family who's out there giving you bad energy, who's out there distracting you and giving you senseless trouble over things that you can't control, over the things that's not your responsibility. You might have to change where you sit. You might have to change your cubicle at work because the guy next to you constantly asks for menial help when it's not your duty to help him. Did you go through the same thing when we started this podcast? I did. I went through, see? Thank you, Mark Phillips. I went through a lot of change. I went through so much change to get at where I am today. It's not easy. And I swap people out of my circles. And it's not like I hate them. Listen to this. Do not attach resentment to the people keeping you down. Because it's not the people that will keep you down at that point. It's resentment. Oh. I wish some of these will go into a book. Guys, ladies and gentlemen, should I write a book? I feel like I should write a book because like some of these quotes I say it off, I say it off once, twice, maybe some of you won't remember. Thank you, Mark Phillips, 100%. Give me the 100. Show me the 100%. Audiobook, I'll do audiobook, physical books. I think I should write a book because some of these things are just, again, they're timeless. And they're way past the elections or politics or friends or particular situations in your life. Not a fan of polls because they were wrong in 2016, 2020, 2022. Voting is up. Frank Mercure, thank you for the info. Listen to this. And that's the 4th point. You should also do private one-on-ones. Mark Phillips. What can I do without you? Listen, okay, Mark Phillips. I'm going to give you a round of applause. I hope this works. Listen to this, Mark Phillips. This is for you. Can you hear it? That's for you. I should do private one-on-ones. This is your reward for suggesting that. When someone says something that's beyond what we expected, we have to give them applause. Can someone give Mark Phillips the applause he deserves? We need some claps out here. When someone wins, we clap. That's the rule in Detail Therapy Podcast. When someone wins, we clap. Let's get the claps in. Okay, I'm going to do it. This time, I'm going to do it. I'm going to do the clap. I'm going to give him some claps. Okay, you got it? You got it? Okay, you know what? I think it didn't work. I think it didn't work. But you know what? Thank you. Thank you, Mark Phillips. And here's the other thing. The last point. Okay, not the last point. I have a bonus point for you, which is the theme. It's always the theme of our podcast. Okay? Our theme is very simple. There are 2 things, and we can combine them into one. Focus and gratitude. Listen. It's the same thing. That's why, you see, that is why, Teddy Oshadi, good morning. Listen to this. Every day, the topic is the same. Right? We'll cover different things slightly depending on what's the development in the real world, depending on new things I've learned in my own life. You see, Reynaldo Colin LeBoy, thank you. Thank you all for the clap. He deserves it. We have to stay focused on the message. See, we have a lot to say. A lot of people have a lot to say. But what's their message? What's their central message? What's their message? You see, people tell you a lot of things. But what's their message? And my message is simple. Focus and gratitude. Every single day, every day where I stream, you will always hear these 2 things. Focus and gratitude. And this will never change. This will never change. And that's the goal of Detail Therapy Podcast. At the end of the day, you see, even when I was covering the elections, even when I was doing all that, what was my message? It's very simple. Focus on one key group. And what's that group? Ladies and gentlemen, what's that group? What's that one key group? A lot of people try to distract us, right? They try to tell us about Arab Americans. They try to tell us about the Hispanics. They try to tell us about a black man. Thank you, Teddy Oshodi. Women. Focus on women. Stop all this other stuff. Okay? Every time a little news come by, we got this like little anxiety thing, and we have to grab it, right? Every time people name a problem, we have to jump on it. Then they name another problem, then we jump on that, and we get led by the nose. And what happens? You pick up all the small things here and there. They don't add up to anything, and then you lose the big chunk over here. True Detail needs to be a motivational speaker, author, and podcaster. Oh, perfect, blind guy. Thank you so much. Listen to this. If you have 10 things to do today, I urge you to do just one. I urge you to do just one. Have enough focus. The other 9 things are probably on your miscellaneous list. Okay? Do one thing a day. And do that one thing for 21 days. And I guarantee you're going to see some results no matter what that is. And that requires focus. Ladies and gentlemen, have you guys listened to what Kamala Harris said yesterday? Again, her speech in Houston, Texas. She was on message. She was on message. And she didn't have to talk about nothing else. And I saw in the comments, people were like, oh, The entire 30 minutes she spoke was all about abortion rights, all about reproductive rights. What about the economy? Oh, what about immigration? Oh, what about this? Oh, what about that? Oh, what about everything else? What about those? I can ask you this. If we don't have birthing rights for the people that birthed us, what do you expect to have? Oh, can I give myself a round of applause? Because I think I deserve it. Because I think I deserve it. Let me repeat that. Okay? We stay on message. Let me repeat that. Okay? Can I repeat that? You guys give me the permission to repeat that? If we don't have birthing rights to the people that birthed us, what else can you expect? Just what else can you expect? No gratitude. How much can we give you before you say thanks? Your mother gave you everything you need in your life. Your arms, your legs, your eyes, your ears, everything. Every organ, your hair, your iris, your fingernails. Like, what else do you want now that you want to take her rights away? Are you insane? And that's always my message. Don't tell me about the economy. Don't tell me about immigration. See, this is the type of focus we need. That is why Kamala Harris is going to win. Because she's on message. If men in Texas, if men in Houston cannot even guarantee that their daughters are born with literally birth rights, what in the world can they guarantee when it comes to economy and immigration? How can we expect people who are not grateful for life to be grateful for anything in life? Am I right or am I right? Am I right or am I right? Tell me. See, we have to be on message. See, we got one key. Okay, that is women. What's our message? Protect their rights or you'll protect nothing. That's the message. I don't need to hear about, oh, the gas prices will be cut by 20 cents when we do this, do that. Well, if you can't stay on the point, if you can't even stay on point on this most fundamental thing, all these other things are just distractions. All these other things is just to get you looking elsewhere, to try to distract you from the most important thing. They try to do a rug pull. They try to pull our fundamental rights beneath our feet and try to give us something else. Exactly, it baffles my mind. Mark Phillips, you're right. It's just mind-baffling. Because they're not on message. They're not focused, and they got no gratitude. No gratitude. They don't have no gratitude. See, they got theirs. They got their piece, and they're moving on. Their mother gave them everything. Their mother didn't owe them a finger. Their mother didn't owe them a toe, or an eye, or a section of their colon, or one half of a nostril. See, they got what they want. They got everything off of women. And now guess what? They're not satisfied. They want more. Now they want to control the place they came from. No gratitude. This is what's wrong with society. No gratitude. It all stems from the same thing. Again, I'm always talking about the same two things. What is it? What are the two things I always talk about? Ladies and gentlemen, by this time, you'll be so familiar. And if I don't say it in a live stream, please remind me to say it. Humorous reflections are solid bits for everyday life. Find humor in yourself that causes you to smile. Thank you. Great advice by Dave Beiser, Aussie. Money and girls? I've got none, and I'm happy. I know you're kidding. What are the two things? I've repeated ad nauseum. What are the two things that we need in our life and in society to prosper and find success, breakthrough in 2025, and achieve more than we have ever achieved? What is it? What is it? Thank you, Bubba Rep, for the praying emoji. Well, just in case you forgot, I'll tell you again. It's focus, and gratitude. The only reason women's rights are constantly at risk of being undermined, it's not because of their excuse. Feminism, third wave feminism has overstepped. And our adjustment was just to counter their fervor. And all these other things. Listen. All these other things are merely excuses. Merely excuses. It's all excuses. What is at the fundamental layer of this all is the lack of gratitude. Because they don't wake up every morning saying, wow, I can breathe. Some people today did not wake up. And when they wake up and when they can breathe, they don't ask themselves this one question. Where does this lung come from? See, they don't ask that. When their lungs break down, they go see a doctor. But when their lungs are working, they don't thank their mother. Oh, how many times shall I give myself the applause? Like, can I give myself another one? I know that sounds a bit too greedy. Ladies and gentlemen, when their lungs are broken, they go to their doctor. But when their lungs are working, they don't thank their mothers. Where do you think that came from? No gratitude. They want to control women because they got no gratitude. They got everything they want off of a woman's body, off of her flesh, blood. And now they're done. You think they're done? They're moving on? No. Never give. Okay, bonus tip. This one I came up. Bonus tip number 6. Never give more to a person who cannot appreciate what they've already got. Oh. Ladies and gentlemen, never give more to a person who already got 99% of what they need in this world and is still not grateful. Never do that, because they will come back for more. They are addicted to greed, and they have no introspection. They have no self-reflection. All they want is more and more. And when you do that, you're entangled with them and their energy. Then you're in really deep trouble. Then they're going to really pull you down to some moments you wish you don't have. And that's my number 6 tip. Focus. Now, number 5, focus on your goals, focus, and gratitude. People who are not grateful, cut them out. And I say this, I'm the type of person who's like, you know what, if we can make this last longer, let's try to repair relationships. Let's try to pick up some broken pieces. I'm pretty sure we can fix this, right? I'm pretty sure there's a bridge we can cross. I'm pretty sure we can rebuild things. It's not over from one thing or two things. But when someone has no gratitude, you gotta cut them out from your life. You just have to, because otherwise they're gonna come and haunt you like a never-ending apparition. And then you're really in trouble. And then you really have to do some drastic things to get him off. And that's not what we want in 2025. Gratitude is a must. Thank you, Mark Phillips. Let me give you another round of applause. Gratitude is a must. It's not negotiable. We can negotiate a lot of things, but gratitude is non-negotiable. When you marry someone, thank you for the confetti. Thank you for the confetti. Let's give some to Mark Phillips. Gratitude is a must. We have no tolerance. We tolerate a lot of things. We understand people make mistakes. We understand people are bad info. We understand some people grew up in an upbringing that is hurtful to them, that they still have the shadow work to do. But when someone has no gratitude, and I know we are people who are empathic, some of us are empaths, we know we want to help. But when someone has no gratitude, the more you help them, the more you hurt them, because you're feeding their lack of gratitude and you're hurting them by helping them. Oh, man, I really need to write a book. I really need to write one in. John Scott, thank you for the super chat. This is what gratitude looks like. He gives thanks to me, I give thanks to him. And everyone who's here, who's watching this, thank you all for being here. Listen to this. Thank you all for being here. Thank you for staying focused on the good message, on the good energy, on the fact that you want to change your life and you want to start now. The fact that you're going to start now, the fact that you're going to change something, and the fact that gratitude is a must. Gratitude is non-negotiable. And to me, that's the most important thing. When I meet someone, the first energy scan I do is to check, does this person have gratitude? Okay, if that person has gratitude, we can move on. If that person has no gratitude, oh, I run. I run the other way like I saw a saber-toothed tiger. John Scott, Kamala Harris, 2024. Who is for gratitude? Who is for unity? You see, when a candidate out here is not grateful to the fallen ones of your country, is not grateful for the fact that women gave birth and we couldn't give them the fundamental freedom, that's a non-negotiable. I don't care about their policy. Jellyfish 22 came from politics, leaving more gratitude. That's exactly what I want of all of this. Thank you, Jellyfish 22. We always leave with more gratitude. Because otherwise, I could be live streaming anything. I could be live streaming video games. I could be live streaming anything. It doesn't matter what we live stream. We always leave with more gratitude. When you got a candidate who can be grateful for the lives lost, for the men who has fallen, for the women who has fallen, to give life to him and the people that supports him, you tell me about his policies. You tell me about his economic policy, which he doesn't have. You tell me about immigration. I don't want to hear that. The most dishonest words always escape the person with no gratitude. Let me repeat that. The most dishonest words always escapes the mouth of the person with no gratitude. When a person has no gratitude, they will do anything to get anything. How can you trust their words? How can you ever trust what they say? They're never grateful for anyone. It's the man who threw his VP under the bus who did not stop. Who did not stop the angry mob that's yelling, hang Mike Pence. Think about that. Think about that. Thank you, perfect blind guy. Another reference. Thank you for that. See, thank you for the super chat. Here's to your success in doing private one-on-ones. Oh, you remind me. Can I pin you? Can I do that? Let me do that. I'm going to give you a love and I'm going to pin you. Because I don't want to forget about this. I don't want to forget about this. Okay, you know what? I'm going to copy this into my notepad. Give me 5 seconds. Because I don't want to lose focus. Okay, I don't want to lose focus. I need this. Mike, you did more for me in this live stream than I did for you. I'm telling you the truth. Mike, I hope you're not tired of the applause. I hope you're not tired of the applause. Because you did more for me than I did for you. You did more for me. Seriously. See, isn't this where we want to be? Isn't this the place you want to spend your time? You want to spend your morning? Or you want to listen to another insane lunatic thing Donald Trump said about immigrants, about women, about Haitians eating dogs in Springfield, Ohio? I mean, where do you want to be? You can choose. The first hour of your day, are you giving it to Detail Therapy Podcast? Or are you going to give it to True Social? That's your choice. See? And we are here with people like Mike. Well, with Mark Phillips. With people like Bubble. With people like John Scott, Perfect Blind Guy, Teddy Ashodi, right? With Dave Beiser, with Perfect Blind Guy, with all these people. 34 of you who are here. Would you want to be here or there? I mean, it's not a dichotomy. There are other places to be. But where is it that lifts you up? Where is it that gives you the most energy? And I can bet you, Detail Therapy Podcast is unique. If you're going to go out there to find another one, it's going to be challenging. It's going to be challenging. Thank you for the hundreds. Thank you for the hundreds. If you're going to be out here trying to find another Detail Therapy Podcast around this time where election is a hot topic, I bet you'll find none. I bet you'll find none. And that's our value proposition. We're here for focus and gratitude. We voted. We got people out to vote. We knocked on doors. Some of the people who came in yesterday donated $5,000 to the Harris campaign. What was it, Alan, who walked 700 doors yesterday. I mean, we did everything we can. And right now, all we need to do is to stay focused on our task and have gratitude. Ladies and gentlemen, today, every day's live stream is going to be like this. The energy is going to be like this. We start off coming in. We're going to warm up a bit. We're going to give you a bit of pointers. We're going to help. And everything else is going to develop organically. And we're going to end off on a high of focus and gratitude. And that's what it's always been and what it always will be. With that, guys, amazing having you here. And I've got today, I spent some time today to give y'all a outro sequence. Are you guys ready for it? Tell me. I'm excited. I can't hold myself. I put some time into this. It's the Ocean Girl from yesterday. But I changed a little bit. I added in some music, put a little graphic. You guys want to see it? How about that? Let's end off with a bang. Let's end off on a high. How about that? Ladies and gentlemen, today's live stream is amazing. Time to start the things you've always wanted to start. Do not be afraid for change. Listen to what gives you energy. You might have to change your in real life circle and stay focused on your goal. And bonus tip, or rather, the tip we've always got, gratitude always. Gratitude is a must. Gratitude is non-negotiable. With that, ladies and gentlemen, today's Empowerment Masterclass on Secrets to Success to break through in 2025. Achieve more than I've ever achieved. Full life. Gratitude, Kenneth Wright. Thank you. Busy in your home? Go ahead. Because I believe I kickstarted your day. And like Colin said, 10 days. If you've not voted, stay focused, stay on task. Go out there and vote. We are ready. Perfect blind guy. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, have a great day ahead. See you tomorrow. And cue the outro.